Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be reviewing the Columbus ceramic sideboard collection. It's a very wide collection. Of course, as the name suggests, it's characterized by these ceramic fronts. Let's dive into its details. So let's start from its design. We have these 60 centimeters wide doors, okay, and which are surrounded by this perimeter, 1 centimeter, that we have on the left, on the right, below the sideboard, and behind the sideboard, which creates this enclosed look. So we have 60 centimeters door, and so we get dimensions which range between 122, so 2 doors, and then 180 to 40, up to 3 meters and 2. So this one, for example, it has 4 doors and it is 242. 60 multiplied by 4 plus 1 plus 1, 242. So we have different heights also, which are 32 centimeters, typically suspended, attached to the wall, 48 centimeters. It can either be attached to the wall or onto the floor, or this one, which is 64 centimeters, the door, and it gets up to the total of 67.5, including these and this part. And we can also have it attached onto the wall. Here we have it on the methacrylate feet, which are basically transparent. They can either be 8 centimeters or 12 centimeters, and the type of feet that you choose is actually added on top of the height that you choose for the doors and the cabinet itself. There are 2 depths. This is 47.5, then you get the 57 centimeters. I would suggest that in general, of course, even if you have much space, in general, the 47.5 centimeters is kind of more proportional. It has better proportions in my opinion, but this is a matter of taste and also a matter of the storage capacity that you need in your room. The main character of this collection, it's called Columbus ceramics, are of course the ceramic doors. We have 4 ceramics available. I'd like to point out that these doors are matched together when they are manufactured, but you don't have a full guarantee that there will be a full coordination. What I mean is that, for example, these 2 doors, you see that the lines are actually coordinated and they follow here, here, here. It's quite clear. And we have the same here. At the same time, we don't find it here in the middle. So there's a certain degree of care, but we cannot offer the guarantee that these 4 doors will be made out of a single piece of ceramics. So it's clear here. We don't guarantee that you have a full continuum, from here to the first, the second, the third, and the fourth, and so on. Of course, this is easier on a 2 doors sideboard. It is more difficult on a 4 doors sideboard. Let's review the door. The door is actually very well built. It has this aluminum frame. This aluminum frame, it can be in the piombo lead color or in the brown color. Based, you don't get to choose the color of the perimeter. It's actually combined and matched to the ceramic that you choose. And when the door is closed, you don't really perceive it. It's just on the front. You perceive it more when you open it. It has this minimal integrated handle. I find it very convenient. This is so tiny, and also the weight of the door, even with the ceramics, is so lightweight that it works perfectly, okay? We see that the inside is lacquered with the same finish of the structure, of the external structure, both the top and the perimeters, and you get to choose whether you want to use wood, whether you want to use matte lacquers, or metallized lacquers. I'd like to spend a few seconds on this specific finish, which is called Palladium. It's, I would say, a special color, not only because, well, it looks beautiful and it matches very well with certain shades of the white fusion ceramics, but also because it is a matte lacquer with a slightly metallized effect, and so you get to enjoy the cheaper cost of the matte lacquer with the stunning look of a metallized effect. So we can add accessories to the Columbus ceramic sideboards. We can add internal drawers, which are attached here on top. You get a number of drawers corresponding to the number of doors. So let's say a 4 doors sideboard, you get 4 drawers placed here, and you can get to customize the color of the drawers that you place inside. And an approach that I like, for example, is having, it could be a neutral color on the outer structure of the sideboard, and I could choose a striking color, a bold choice for the inner drawers, because, you know, it's something, if you get a striking color for the outside, you might get tired in years. These are products that last for decades, while if you get to choose something weird in a good way, something that reflects your personality for the inside, well, you'll never get tired for a red striking drawer inside the sideboard. Well, of course, it's a matter of matching this striking color of the inside with what you have on the outside and in the room in general, but that's an option. And, well, bear in mind that when you have the drawers, you still have the standard glass that it's always included. Another option that you can add is LED lighting. Two ways of doing it. You can have LED lighting on the back, okay? It adds 2 centimeters in depth, and it creates a very nice effects of light reflecting on the wall. And you get to choose whether you want this sort of backlighting on 3 sides, left, right, and upper side, or 4 sides, also below. The 4 sides approach works well with hanging sideboards, because an hanging sideboard, you normally don't hang it like 5, 10, 12, 15 centimeters from the floor. You hang it by 25, 30, 35, so you get the space that gives value to the possible LED lighting down below. One last option, you don't need to add necessarily the 2 centimeters back panel with the LED lighting. You could have lighting only in the lower part. I like this option personally because it's, well, when it's off, you don't perceive it. While with the back panel, when it's off, you still see that back panel. Lights down below work very well, and on this sort of feet, which are 8 centimeters, I would not really appreciate it. With the 12 centimeters or 18 centimeters feet, it creates a nice effect. So we've come to the end of today's product review about the Columbus ceramic sideboard collections with ceramic doors. I hope that you like it. Here we are in our lounge in Orchamps, which is a French town right south of Geneva. See you next time.